In today's video, I want to talk about why your partner thinks you're being rude during essential daily routines. Have you ever wondered why your relationship feels strongest at some moments of the day, but strangely fragile during others? Maybe your ASD partner barely says good morning. Maybe they answer with one-word responses while getting dressed. Maybe they seem irritated when you ask an innocent question before work. Or perhaps every evening follows the same script. They walk through the door, become quiet, avoid eye contact, disappear into another room, and you immediately wonder, what did I do wrong? If you're in a neurodiverse relationship, these moments happen every single day, and here's the problem. Most couples misunderstand them. The neurotypical partner often experiences these behaviors as rejection, disrespect, or emotional distance. And why wouldn't they? Meanwhile, the autistic partner often feels confused because they're simply trying to survive a mentally demanding transition. So today I want to introduce a concept I call bridging the transition gap. And once you understand it, you'll begin seeing difficult moments completely differently. Because what often looks like rudeness is actually neurological self-protection. Let's talk about why. Imagine your brain is a computer. Most people can keep dozens of programs running in the background without even noticing it. But most autistic brains use far more processing power just to navigate everyday life. Sensory information, planning, sequencing, predicting, managing uncertainty, reading social expectations, filtering sounds, ignoring bright lights, preparing for what's next, and all of this is happening before breakfast. Now, imagine someone opens 5 more programs. How'd you sleep? Or what are you doing after work? Or can you stop by the grocery on the way home? Or what should we have for dinner? Oh, don't forget your doctor's appointment. Each question seems harmless to the neurotypical. But all those questions together, the computer freezes. Not because the questions are unreasonable, but because the processor is overloaded. And that's often what your ASD partner is experiencing. Let's begin with the typical morning routine. Morning is not simply waking up. It's one of the biggest neurological transitions of the day. The brain is shifting from sleep to consciousness, to planning, to organizing, to preparing for social interaction, all while processing sensory information that has suddenly exploded. Lights, water, clothing textures, breakfast smells, phone notifications, schedules, time pressure. Most autistic adults describe mornings as feeling like stepping onto a highway already moving at 100 miles an hour. Now, imagine your NT spouse begins talking continuously, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because connection feels natural to them. But to the overloaded ASD brain, every sentence becomes another task, another prediction, another response, another social calculation. Eventually, something happens. The autistic partner answers, fine, or no, or I don't know, or maybe they don't answer at all. Now, the neurotypical partner hears, you don't care. I guess talking to me isn't important, or you're being rude. But the autistic partner is thinking, I literally don't have enough bandwidth to speak right now. Those are completely different realities. Now let's fast forward to the evening, where many couples experience another collision. One partner has been waiting all day to reconnect. They've saved stories to tell. They want to talk about the problems they've had, funny moments that they've had, questions they might have. They've been emotionally preparing for togetherness. The ASD partner walks through the door completely dead. Their nervous system has spent 8 to 10 hours adapting to unpredictable conversations, noise, meetings, traffic, social expectations, fluorescent lighting, constant decision-making. They don't need conversation. They need recovery. So they become quiet. Maybe they come home and head straight for the bedroom. Or maybe they head straight to the couch and scroll through their phone. Or maybe they stare at the television in silence. Or maybe they just simply sit. The neurotypical spouse often interprets this as emotional abandonment. I've waited all day, and you don't even want to see me? But again, what looks like withdrawal is neurological decompression, not rejection. This is where relationships become trapped. One partner pursues, the other retreats. The pursuit increases overwhelm, the overwhelm increases retreat. The retreat increases loneliness, and every evening repeats the cycle over and over again. And neither person is trying to hurt the other one. They're responding to completely different nervous systems. Now, here's something that surprises many couples. Autistic adults often don't realize how different they appear during overload. Inside, they may simply feel mentally exhausted. Outside, their facial expressions flatten, their voice becomes monotone, eye contact disappears, responses become blunt and rude. They can be short and snappy, body language closes off. Now, to their NT partner, it looks like anger or disapproval or annoyance or coldness, doesn't it? But internally, the ASD brain is thinking, please don't ask anything else until my brain settles down. Those are not the same message. Now, this is what I teach couples to stop asking. Instead of saying, well, why are you acting this way? Start asking, what transition is happening right now? That question changes everything. Instead of judging character, we become curious about context. In the morning, there's a transition. Coming home, another transition. Leaving the grocery store, transition. Ending work, transition. Changing plans, transition. Going to bed, transition. Those are not random moments. They're predictable neurological pressure points. So how do we bridge this transition gap? The first strategy is something I call transition buffers. Don't expect meaningful emotional conversations during the first 15 to 30 minutes after a major transition. Think of it like letting a computer finish booting before opening complicated software. Allow the nervous system to stabilize. That isn't emotional avoidance, it's neurological wisdom. The second strategy is creating predictable rituals. The autistic brain loves knowing what comes next. Instead of uncertainty, create consistency. Maybe mornings always begin quietly. Coffee first, conversation later. Maybe evenings always include 20 minutes of decompression before reconnecting. Not because anyone is avoiding intimacy, but because predictable rhythms reduce cognitive overload. And when cognitive load decreases, guess what? Connection becomes easier. Third, use simple transition language. Instead of interpreting silence, label it. I think you're still trying to be okay mentally. I'm going to give you a little space. We can talk after you've settled down. These statements remove shame. They create understanding instead of accusation. Fourth, the autistic partner can help by narrating their internal experience. Not long explanations, just simple translations. You know what? I'm overloaded right now. My brain's still switching gears. I need 15 to 30 minutes or so. I'm not upset with you. Those sentences can prevent hours of misunderstanding. To the NT spouses out there, remember, your ASD partner can't read neurological overload. They only see behavior. When behavior is translated into experience, empathy grows. And lastly, protect emotional safety. This is probably the most important principle. If every transition becomes an argument, the nervous system begins anticipating danger. It expects it. Mornings are just going to be stressful before anyone speaks. Coming home is just going to be stressful before anyone parks the car. Bedtime is just going to be stressful before anyone gets ready. Eventually, the transition itself becomes a trigger. That's why emotional safety matters so much. You don't have to eliminate overload. You simply have to stop interpreting overload as intentional harm. That distinction changes everything. Now, one of the greatest gifts couples can give each other is this simple assumption. My partner is probably struggling before they're trying to hurt me. Notice I didn't say they're always right or that difficult behavior shouldn't be addressed. It should. But understanding always comes before problem solving. Curiosity comes before criticism. Compassion comes before correction. Because when we stop treating neurological survival strategies like moral failures, both partners finally feel seen. Now, if today's video helped you understand your relationship a little better, I'd love for you to leave a comment telling me which transition is hardest in your home. Is it mornings, coming home from work, bedtime, something else? Your experiences help other couples realize they're not alone. And if you're committed to building a healthier neurodiverse relationship, subscribe to the channel. Every week, we explore the hidden neurological patterns behind relationship conflict and, more importantly, practical ways to create emotional safety, deeper understanding, and lasting connection. Now, remember this. Your ASD partner's silence is not rejection. Their bluntness isn't disrespect. Sometimes it's simply a brain working incredibly hard to make it safely through one more effing transition. And when we learn to recognize that difference, guess what? We stop fighting each other and start protecting each other. Wouldn't that be great? See you next time. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.